Hey guys, welcome back. This is season testing day 2 for our 2022 sim racing season. Right now, I'm just trying to get reacclimated with the sequential shifting, the heel and toe shifting, and just driving a plethora of cars. If you look at our previous videos, they're all pretty much open wheel cars. I use the GT4 rim. Where you at? Okay. So this is what I use for my open wheel driving. As you can see, I use the paddle shifts with the dual clutch. So and I have to move away from that if I want to become a really good sim racer, all around sim racer. So we do well with the open wheel cars, but I got kind of attracted to the GTO IMSA car, and this one in particular. This is the Chevy Monza, they call it, and I think this is the pretty much one of the best downloads that I have so far. This is a V8. Listen to it, and it's a true V8. Like if I have the throttle wide open, like traction is lost, and you can feel the car start to kind of shake, especially when you hit high speeds, like down the straight on Laguna Seca here. Excuse me. So let's just get right into it. Yesterday's video we tried to drive a few different cars, but I was having an issue with the sound. I didn't know, so we're pretty much gonna just day to it. As you can see, a lot of power. Gotta come off that clutch a lot smoother. So cold tires on the V8. Not really a good combination. See, like the car wants to get away from you, so you really have to be on top of it. Want to brake in a straight line, as straight of a line as you can. Not really flying at the moment because our tires are cold. Everything you do when driving these rear wheel cars has to pretty much be premeditated. I am using my sequential shifter from DSD. Sequential shift is a tool that I never thought I would need because I was always on that open wheel movement. I'm really glad I purchased this a little while back. Uphill to downhill, you definitely want to have two hands on the wheel. Definitely want two hands on the wheel, because the car will get away from you. Just a little bit too fast in that corner there. The faster you get the car straight, the faster you can get on the acceleration again. got to work on that corner better for this notorious corkscrew. There we go. I like taking that corner smooth. You get a good exit and set you up for this final corner. Remember our rule on the straight, put your both hands on that wheel and you're pretty much, had a bad downshift. You gotta be careful with a bad downshift. You will blow your engine. I don't know. I had a bad downshift. It's starting to happen now. Alright, so possibly because I started driving a little bit faster, my RPMs are, you know, higher than they were on the first few laps. So you gotta be careful with your downshifts, because once you downshift and it shoots up into your red line, it's gonna blow your engine or cause damage first. And you'll know when, because you'll have that's a lockup. It's not a bad downshift. You'll know because you'll have smoke coming out the rear of the car. So how do you correct that? You just want to make sure that the car is slowed down, that you're going at a, you know, that your RPMs drop to an acceptable number, and that's usually during the braking phase. Alright, I surely thought I was gonna lose it there, but I guess all of that practice kept me from shooting out into the dirt. That car turned in. The quicker we straighten up, the faster we can be flat out on that throttle. Trust me, adversity is a blessing. It doesn't feel like it. This car just has so much torque that it just wants to turn. Let's get you stopped so we can get a nice entry and exit down our corkscrew. So in a car you have this much power, that car just wants to push you. And it's going to push you in whatever direction you have the steering wheel turned. A lot of people crash rear-wheel drive cars, high-power rear-wheel drive cars, I should say, because they're not anticipating having to look at that. Took my hand off the steering wheel. They're not anticipating the power, so they don't get. Excuse me. They're not anticipating the oversteer, which, you know, you defeat oversteer with countersteer. And they spin out. Some people are unfortunate enough and they'll spin out. If you see some of these crashes on YouTube of these Mustangs, they spin out into oncoming traffic, which can definitely be deadly. You can really turn a what do you call it? You can really make a non-deadly situation deadly by having just a lack of knowledge of the car you're driving. High horsepower and physics. High horsepower and physics. Oh wow, it ate the curb. If I was in an open wheel car and I hit that sausage curb like that, it's a good night. I'll be off into the side somewhere. See? Oh, bad downshift. You can anticipate your you can control your oversteer with 2 hands on the wheel. Don't get it twisted. Let me tell you something. You cannot drive like this. It's you can, but when that bad boy start to kick back, you're gonna need 2 hands on it. So definitely want your 2 hands on the wheel. Slide onto the throttle. That's what I like to do. Oh, you see, if you look in the rear view, you can see some smoke coming out the car because of those bad downshifts I was telling you about. So we'll take that time to go into the pit. Look at all that smoke. Oh my goodness. Engineers are going to kill me. And here we go into the pits. I don't ever go into the pits. I don't know if I accidentally just put it in reverse. Just locked up the wheels. Well, let's see if I can nail it. Okay. Whatever. Alright, so our smoke is gone. No, it's not. It's very much there, as you can see. So I have to just push back to pits, even though I'm sitting in the pits. Alright, let's see if it works. Alright, we're good to go. A quick repair, huh? Let's check, see, make sure, see, as we exit the pits, we're gonna go the long way around. I like to, you know, I like to operate within the rules of the sim, because one day I just might be on the track in real life. Gotta get used to, got these cold tires again. I don't know if anybody remembers yesterday I said the way to get your tires warm is that as you take these small turns, you kind of turn the steering wheel just a little bit harder just to generate some friction, more friction on the front tires. The rear tires are going to heat up because they're rotating and the power is coming from them. And you're most likely going to overspeed the rear tires at some point, stepping on the throttle. I'm telling you, if you guys can see, if you guys have been watching my footwork, there is nothing like being able to heel and toe shift. Like when you nail it, like for the first time or first few times, you really feel like you're a driver. Straight line, straight line. Let's get that car turned, hit our apexes. Uh-oh. I think I've been using my sequential shifter so hard for the past few days. I think the hookups are starting to come off or loosen up. The hookups, the screws, you know what I mean? Let's get there. Let me tell you a rule. Well, something I've learned, not a rule. You may feel like you're driving fast when you miss your apexes because you feel like you're just, you know, shooting around the corner faster. You know, or you may feel like by hitting your apexes, or you're actually having to come in too slow. But let me tell you something. If you are missing your apexes, you're actually driving slower per lap, because that's a shorter distance covered. That apex is a shorter distance, most likely, than when you miss it and travel out wide. You're actually covering more ground when you travel out wide. That's what you don't want. You want to make everything short. Just invalidated my lap. Pretty good lap. Let's get on these apexes again. See if we can do this thing the right way. Try to keep our traction going. I just slow down. I don't want to downshift here. It gave me the ability to remain in that high gear. Could definitely be swinging around that corner a little faster, but pushing it to the limit. Definitely want to be careful. Like I said, with these rear-wheel drive cars, with this much power in the rear wheels. Come around here, let the car suspension take you around that corner. If not, I failed that corner many times. Trying to shift in the corner. I think my fastest time with this car was like a 129 or so. But I don't think I was actually driving really well. I think I was just like experiencing the car's power for the first time. So I love that clean entry and exits. Hey, let me tell you something, guys. If you're driving slowly at the moment, as you see, look at that. If you're driving slow, right, but doing everything correctly, doing all of your proper techniques, you're not driving slow. Or you may be driving slow, but not for long. Because as long as you build up on those techniques, you'll start to get more comfortable. You start to understand. You start to, how can I say, like earn more, I call it depth of knowledge, right? Like you'll know, like, okay, I now have to I have the ability to take the corner just a little bit more wide to hit my apex, as opposed to just, you know, we'll leave it at that, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. But by just doing proper technique, you'll get faster. You don't want to break away from technique, because if you get sloppy, then they're gonna make you a drifter. I'm just kidding. So try to be disciplined. I just wanted to watch this replay really quick. Okay, I couldn't see the play button. Okay, and these are first laps, which I'll go to. Let's see. I'll go here to our probably our fifth lap, fourth lap. Look how we come down there. It looks so beautiful. That's actually a place I like to take pictures of the cars. I just posted one on Facebook not too long ago. This car is something special. And literally, look at that corner. It has everybody ranting and raving. Trust me, when you post this car here, and guys, like real drivers, get a hold of it, oh yeah, they'll love it, because it's just so like beastly, you know? That deep sound, you hear that? See how the car wants to just get away from you, but thank God for, oh, look at that, that's our bad downshift, remember? But that car wants to get away from you, and you have to fight it. But you're not like fighting it. You're just fighting it very smoothly, to the point where it's like you're subconsciously fighting it. You're not paying attention to it all the way, because if you pay too much attention to it, then you'll find yourself trying to counter steer as opposed to naturally counter steering. And if you've ever seen if you ever seen someone like in an accident, like a race car driver or something, like when they begin to slide the car, they'll naturally turn the wheel in the opposite direction that the car is going, because your body just knows that I have to go the opposite way, and then you have to anticipate the fact that I'm going out. I turn the opposite way. Now, as the car begins to catch, I have to be able to catch it again in the opposite direction until you find that happy medium, which is straight. So you don't want to think too much about, like, when you feel a car moving. You don't want to think and say, "Oh God, I'm losing it." You want to just be able to just quite, normally, just naturally, just, kind of teeter-totter the wheel and fight the spin. Let's see, we should have went to about right here where we gotta. Here it is. This is the lap prior was the out lap. This is gonna be our flying lap. So, all right, coming around, we invalidated that one, and I believe this is our good lap. Yeah, this should be a good lap here. Look at that back of that car trying to go. If you ask me, the car wants to go straight. All of that power, the car wants to go straight, but it's just the angle, steering angle that's in the car that's causing it to turn like that. Or in some cars have what they call torque steer, and meaning they got high horsepower. When you step on the gas, it causes the front wheels, like on front wheel cars, it causes the front wheels to turn in a certain direction, because that's the way, like, what is it? I'm not too familiar with the mechanics. Crankshaft or so is turning. Now, I'll just leave it at that. If I'm wrong, just write it in the comments. Be nice. Don't destroy me. Look how we came down there flowing. This is my corner coming up. I really like this corner once you nail it. See how we got wide? Came around. We get all of the grip that we need because we're on that pavement. Or tarmac, whatever you want to call it. Look at that. The car looks beautiful going off into the distance. I actually love this paint scheme. It's not the okay, let's see how we spun it. I'll see where we spun it. I don't even remember where we spun. Okay, I do now. Ah, as you can see, I dipped that wheel off into the dirt. You know, as you can see, when I hit the dirt, it upsets the suspension. Boom. The left tire sits down into the dirt, and it causes the car. Remember, that's a lot of power coming through those wheels. I'll go through a corner like that, and I'm trying to inch back onto the throttle. But once that tire sits down into the pavement, into the dirt, off the curb like that, it kind of shocks the car. And once you shock the suspension with a rear-wheel drive car, all of that power is being depressed and then being what do you call it? Stretched. So boom, boom. It's like how can I explain that? A lot of power. You sit it down under a spring, and then you stretch out the spring, and that starts to spin just a little faster, and that's where you get these spins from. Alright, so since we just drove that, I want to jump into something a little bit more what are we gonna call it? A little more modern. This is a 1975. However, I found a nice Ford I don't remember if I drove it well. This is a 89. So 1989 Ford. It's in the GTO class, so Ford RS 200. It's actually in the IMSA, so I believe it's the same series as the Chevrolet Monza. Don't remember this car being very easy to drive, so bear with me. Got my new gloves. These are my Alpine Star Race V1. It's a whole long name, and I can't remember it, but it's like Race V1. These are very good. If you can see the grip pattern, so I don't slip at all off the wheel. Alright, look at this car. Very beautiful car. Very much a race car. Look at the rear. Let's say you have rear. I believe this is rear wheel drive. Excuse me. Rear wheel drive. We should have known that, right? Rear wheel drive with, let's see, do we have turbo? Should say electronics, right? Okay, I don't see it. Hold on, I want to exit back. I want to know what kind of car we're driving first, because maybe that's why I struggle with it. Okay, so they usually have a little description here. It says description missing. So this is, wow, this is above 600, just 700 horsepower. So this is gonna be rough. Whew. Powerful little car. I'm just gonna assume this is a rear-wheel drive car. If it is, if it's not, we'll figure out right now. Actually, could be all-wheel, but I'm not too familiar with that series of racing, so I can't really tell you. But we can find out like this. Oh wow, no. This is an all-wheel drive. You see the way that car hooked up? That car did not want to like burn out just now. So that gave us our answer. Steering is a lot more firm. I need to either take my force feedback down a little bit or just muscle up. Oh my goodness. Okay, so my braking pressure has to come down because I just locked the brakes up with no problem. And it's a turbo engine, which it had no adjustable turbo. See, that was a different response when I just dipped the wheel into the dirt, right? Oh my goodness. This car is not really it's not really doing it right now for me. This is not a car that comes with the sim. It's actually a downloaded car, which all mods, if you will, are not good. They're not all good. Some of them are good, like the paid ones. Like I was so against like paying for mods. I was like, it's no way I'm paying for a mod because you get so much free content. But then I believe I downloaded like Race Sim Studios Formula cars, like Formula Hybrid and whatnot. And after driving this one right here, Formula Hybrid 2021, I said this is how you're supposed to, like, this is how cars are supposed to be controlled. Let's see. This is a cool car. Right now we sticking to sequential shift, sequential gearboxes. So Lancias. Just bear with me because I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Oh, you know what? We had a lot of fun trying to drive the Subaru on our Tollgate Road. WRC. Okay. So this is our 22B, I believe. And we went to Tollgate Road down in Japan, Mount Akina. This is from Initial D, if you guys ever heard of it. If not, when you leave our video, go to YouTube search bar and type Initial D. It is the most accurate driving anime that was ever created. These guys know cars. See my picture here. These guys know cars, they know driving techniques, and they get it down accurately. It's an anime, so it's pretty cool. I love this camera view. This car drives very much smooth, and it has amazing grip. Because you get these portions of the corners here, you got a lot of hairpins. And one issue that I have with hairpins is that I don't have an e-brake or a rear brake. So everything I do has to be pretty much inertia sliding or just oversteer. So I had to make my wheel light. It's so much fun, this car, but I just need that e-brake to get this car spun around. I'm gonna buy one. Boom. I'm gonna buy one here in a few days, if I can. If you can help me out, donate today. Cashapp PremierVRA, or Venmo PremierVRA, or PayPal PremierVRA Academy at gmail.com. Those are my download links. But and they're also in the description below. So I do need to get me a sequential, not a sequential. I do need to get a it can either double as a sequential shifter or a rear brake. So I do need to get one of those in order to be able to get that car or cars alike, those cars spun around, you know. Let's see. So yeah, the reason why I gave that one up is just because it was just a little bit rough. Yesterday we also tried the GTR. Where are we at? Nissan. The one that actually comes with the sim. Where are we? What are we gonna do with the GTR? Oh, LA Canyons. I was trying my best yesterday to rip and run through here, but I got out. I felt a little bit out of sync when I was driving this one. Driving the cars prior to this one here, so it's a very beautiful M4 right there. Very beautiful M4. When I downloaded that, I was blown away with it. I love car body kits on cars. Okay, good. It doesn't do that thing. I think we should try and stay on our side of the street just to encourage safe driving, right? I mean, there's nobody here, but just to show it could be done. Uh-oh. Yeah, no, I'm not wrecking my car. I'm sorry. I'm like that sometimes. I hate driving with a wrecked car. All-wheel drive is going to take you around that corner. And if you get in a low enough gear, see how I crashed there last time? But this time I was able to make it. This car will get you around. You can oversteer it, and it's an all-wheel drive, so it'll kind of get you back straight again. I love it. And this is what I was explaining. Uh-oh. I went back in the first by accident. That's another thing, not having an indicator. I don't use my sim dash because it sits too high up and it blocks my view. And that I can't afford. Some corner, huh? Pretty much, you want to try and break in a straight line. Even if, check this out, even if your wheel, and I actually hit the brake just so I can initiate a spin. It didn't work out. But you want to breaking in a straight line. You want to break in a straight line, right? And the straight line is not. So if I'm here, right, and I need to brake, I'm braking this way, right, to set me up for the corner, because I want to do everything and cause the least amount of disruption to the suspension, right? So I don't have to brake here. I can take it around. But as you know, on this corner here, break in a straight line and then turn in. I'll wait for another example. Again, right here, break in a straight line, you can just go. Because now that you pretty much preloaded the suspension. I say preloaded, but you pretty much set yourself up, put yourself in the right gear, and now the rest is down to your feet. So I did it again, first gear shift. But you don't want to put the car in a bad position, bad predicament, setting it up for a corner. So break in a straight line, do your downshifting, come around your corner. The car, all-wheel drive, is gonna help you out. You can pretty much gas it through the corners. Like if I didn't need to stay in one lane, I would be able to drive good. Let's see. Get our spin. I wanted to initiate that kind of break. You know, I don't know. You can feel it when you do it, because hitting the brakes usually causes understeer. But for this car, it feels like it aids you in sliding out the rear of the car. So. See that? You tap the brake, it feels like it just brings out the back end of the car, which is good on the all-wheel drive car. Uh-oh. Inside curve. I wanted to be on it. I was supposed to be somewhere else during that corner, so on a different portion of the road. Alright, so I'm not going to weary your patience with this one. Let's find something else. So this is one of my favorite cars, newly found favorites. Let's see. You have a Nismo version. So R34. Jeez, look at the increase in horsepower there. So this is what is this horsepower? 325. This is 678. So let's try this out really quick. I'm actually see if we have a. Okay, I'll take that blue. I believe this is Mines, the Mines factory. It says Omari, but that's Mines symbol right there. just want to see what this is actually a tune car, so I love these gloves. These gloves really really help me. Sim racing is, you have to set yourself up to love it. If you, let's see, if you have like base level equipment, like entry level equipment, and you get into it, you can grow a love for it. It's no doubt about that. But the more you start to get immersed into it, the more you start upgrading your equipment, you start to have to kind of set yourself up for success. You know, like wearing gloves. You know, using a direct drive wheel without gloves is a very very hard thing to do, because once this wheel starts spinning and you try and catch it, it burns your hands. You know, and for a long time I didn't use the proper gloves. I actually had some gloves that I use for cycling, but they are very thin and they don't have any stickiness to them. So even those, I felt the wheel material was eating my hands up, and it kind of discourages you from driving certain cars that you know have or require a lot of activity. So you know, I now set myself up with these gloves, and I actually really like sim racing more, you know, because I'm set up. So let's get back into these cars. 678 horsepower. Let's see, look at that tune car. The car turns in with no problem. Alright, I'm still gonna have to be disciplined. It is not like a Formula One car, so I'm gonna have to drive with some sense. Oh man, bad boy got away from me. Alright, let's try this again. Okay. Oh my goodness, bad boy handles the corner lovely. May not have to downshift again. Look at that. Uh-oh. A little bit too fast. And that's because 678 horsepower. So, anyway, that was just a brief video I just wanted to do to kick off the 2022 season. This is going to be fun. We got some really big things coming up. We're going to get into lessons soon, and lessons are going to be they're going to be more they're going to be subject based, right? I'm not just going to freestyle it like I'm doing now, but I'm going to be preparing lessons and you know, showing you guys some examples and, you know, the things to do and not to do. So as I always say, could have been anywhere in the world, but you clicked on this video. Thank you for your support. I ask that you continue supporting us by donating, continue supporting us by sharing, like, and subscribe.